Hello everyone, good morning. In today's class, we will discuss on significance of having multiple UMs, multiple unit of measures. Generally, we will be maintaining the unit of measurements for the respective material. In the material master, we are going to maintain the respective unit of measures. So whenever we are using different kind of procurement, it means to say if the vendor is sending in different types like pieces, curtains, pallets. I mean to say like whenever order package is more, the vendor is going to deliver in pallets or curtains. When the order package is less, then he is going to deliver in pieces. So as per side, whenever the goods delivered to plant, we can see the stock in MMBE. How much of quantity is there, we can check in the MMBE. Okay, but we can't see the stock type. In the back end, where exactly in the warehouse, where exactly the stock is storing, because we have each's pallets and curtains. So there are three different types of packagings. Three different packagings we cannot keep in only one storage type, because pieces we need to keep separately, pallets we need to keep separately, and curtains we need to keep separately. So here, side, we can check the stock in respect to storage location level itself, but we cannot see where exactly that is storing and all. From where exactly this needs to go to the production. Those all things we can see in respect to warehouse management. In today's class, just I want to run a scenario respect to material master with multiple unit of measures, and also I'll be creating a purchase order, and based on that I'm going to receive the goods into the warehouse. Okay, in today's class we will see the first class of MM and EWM to understand the basic differences. First of all, let me create a material. Go to MM01 and create a dummy material with multiple unit of measures. I'm taking base unit is each, fill all the required fields, and order unit is pieces. That's fine. I'm going to maintain the conversion of 1 to 1. Okay, and along with this conversion, I want to maintain two more unit of measures, because I'll be ordering in curtains, I'll be ordering in pallets also. If there is any huge requirement of procurement is there, I can order it. The vendor will deliver in the respect to packaging. If you go to unit of measure here, external data, go to unit of measure. Here, I'm going to maintain the conversion here with respect to other UAMs also. I'm going to mention here one pallet. One pallet is equal to how many pieces or how many each? 100 each. And one curtain is equal to 1000 each. So whenever vendor delivering 100 pieces, he is going to provide in pallets. Whenever vendor is delivering 1000 pieces, he is going to provide in the curtains. So like this, we are making a conversion here. We are making a conversion. Now maintain the accounting view. I have created a material now. 112 is the material which I created. Now, as per our systems, I need to transfer this material to EWM system. I'll be transferring this material to EWM system. Okay. So perform CFM1 and CFM2. I'll be teaching you this later part, but for now, please understand carefully. Just I am transferring this material to respect to EWM system. Okay. Now I am opening my EWM system and I'm going to check. Yeah, everything came into picture. Now just save it here. Okay. I have everything is good now. I have data. Now I am going to create a purchase order. Go to ME21N. For the respective material, I am going to create a purchase order now. Material is 112 material. And I am going to create a multiple line items here because I want to test 3 different scenarios in single PO. I'm going to order one piece. That's fine. Now I'm going to create a one more line item, 112 material. I'm going to mention like 100 pieces here, 100 pieces for the price of 1 pallet. Now 112 material, the base unit is 1000 pieces. I'm ordering. It can be 1 cotton. Okay. Now one more field you need to fill it. In the confirmation tab in the respect to PO, we need to fill the CCK. Whenever we are transferring these purchase order, whenever you want to perform the GR in EWM system, this needs to be transferred to the IWMS, the warehouse management system. So inbound delivery should be always IWMS for all the line items. Then only we can do the further activities in EWM system. I mean to say like the goods received and respect to storage location receiving the final confirmation of the storage of the goods. All the things you can perform only if you have confirmation control key of IWMS. Okay, now everything is good. Okay, just check confirmation control key is there or not. Okay, it is there. Okay, I maintain 3 different line items with 3 different unit of measures. Save the respective PO. PO has been created. This is the PO number. PO has been created. Now, for this respective PO, I am going to create like inbound delivery notification. Inbound delivery notification. I mean to say like the vendor has given the confirmation to me that this is going to be delivered. I'm accepting the order and this is going to be delivered. So whenever I receive this confirmation from the vendor, I'm going to perform the IDN, inbound delivery notification in VL31N. VL31N. Go to VL31N, input your purchase order here and maintain some external ID here with a short text. So this will help as a respect to advanced shipping notification. So just confirm here, one piece 100 piece and 1000 pieces. So just I want to mention like one piece, one pallet and one curtain. So just I am changing the unit of measures here. System picks normally automatically. Okay, if it is not picking, you can give it, no issues. But it will be either same, okay, 100 and 1000. But I am making like pallet and curtains. I am receiving three different unit of measures. Okay, everything is good. I'm creating like inbound delivery shipping notification. Now save the respect to shipping notification. Can you see here? Shipping notification has been created and distributed to WMS. Can you see? It was distributed. The data was sent to WMS, the warehouse management system. It was sent. Now this notification is in EWM system. This notification has been distributed. Now I can go to EWM system and I can verify the data and I can perform the goods receipt there only. But before that, I'm going to check the stock here. In ECC, I want to check the stock, how much of stock we have. 112. In my plant, check the stock here. How much stock is there? Check the stock. If you see here, the stock is 1101 stock was there because one pallet, one cotton and one piece. How much it will be? 1001. One pallet is equal to 1000. Sorry, one cotton is equal to 1000. One pallet is equal to 100 and one piece. Total it will be 1101 stock was there. In MMBG, it is showing the full stock, not with respect to pallets and cottons. It is showing the full stock. Okay. And we don't know where exactly this is stored. We can see only the storage location, but we want to see where exactly this is storing. Okay. Now, let me go to the EWM system. And here, to check the inbound delivery notification which we send from ECC system, go to /n/scwm/idn inbound delivery notification. IDN. Enter it. Can you see? SCWM IDN. So you have the PO number. What the PO you transferred, you have the PO number. So copy the PO number and check in EWM system whether you received the PO or not. Can you see? I got the PO. I got the PO into EWM system as a inbound delivery notification. Now I am going to inbound delivery. With respect to this notification, I am verifying everything. I am validating the stock, I am validating the respective product, I am validating everything. And if everything is good, then if something is not okay, you can reject the notification. If everything is good, then we can go to the inbound delivery. We can go to the inbound delivery. Means we are receiving the goods. We are receiving the goods. Inbound delivery. Generally, we can perform the goods receipt in MyGo. ECC, we can do the goods receipt in the MyGo. Here, EWM system, the companies prefer to perform the goods receipt in EWM system, extended warehouse management system. If you see here, we can have like goods receipt option was there. I can perform the goods receipt here only. Okay. Click on GR, goods receipt. Can you see? The status of the GR is completed. Means I am receiving the goods. Means now I received the goods. But this is not a final goods receipt. Just I received it. Still, that needs to be placed in somewhere. Can you see? Put away was still not completed. Unloading was not completed. It means to say like we received the truck to our warehouse, respect to truck to our warehouse, but still we didn't unload it and still we didn't do the put away and all. Let me show you the how the put away will happen. GR explains you where exactly respect to truck needs to come and they needs to unload the parts. Now I'm going to show you, okay, where exactly this stock was stored. Now before that, I want to see like for this product, what is stock in EWM. Generally for ECC, we can go to MMBA. In EWM, I can go to MON screen. SCWM, MON. I'm going to check there. What is the stock for the respective product? If you see here, respective stock was there like 1,101. It is available in GR bin, the goods receipt bin. The goods receipt bin, it is available like 1,101 is available. But once I do the put away, once I do the confirmation of this put away, once I complete the status of this order, check where the stock is available. I have the task to put away, and I am going to create one by one. Sorry, just a minute. Here we're going to perform the another setting for respective product. Come to warehouse data. Here the put away should happen. Should happen with respect to the quantity classification, different UOMs. So I have created this one for different unit of measures. I'm going to explain you this configuration later, but just I want to show you this one. Okay. Put away control indicator I'm keeping as PUT0. Okay. Now I am going to perform the same thing there. Same thing I'm doing. I'm doing GR again. The same thing I have done the reversal. Okay, now I'm doing GR again. GR completed. Now going to do the final put away to store the bins in the respect to bin. I'm creating one by one. One minute. Just I'm checking data is correct. The icon configuration. Everything is good. That's fine. Everything is good. To control indicator, digital. Okay. Okay, no issues. Let me have this one each. Okay. I'm going to select like general storage because each I can store in the general storage. And this one is palettes. So palettes I can store in respect to palette stock palettes. In the next class, I'll show you the configuration to take automatically all this. Okay. Now create plus save. Create plus save. And after that, check where exactly the stock is moving here. Go to the mon screen here, where the final stock will be stored in the respect to EWM system. Just refresh it and see where the stock has been went and how much stock has been went to which bin. If you see here, I sent this one to the general bin. The remaining two, it was went to the pilots bin. Then cottons also went to the pilots bin. Okay. If you see here, just refresh it. We can see the pilots and general bins. The pilots and the general bins. Two different bins it was went. Two different bins it was went. Same like that, if we have multiple bins are there, multiple storage types will be there with different packaging, different things will be there. Okay, for all those things, see here pallets was there. Here you can see the respect to pallets information. Okay, everything has been taken as pallet here because I moved to the pallet bins. Can you see 11 pallets? Totally 11 pallets has been stored in the pallet bin, which means that one cotton plus one pallet. It was stored in the pallets bin, the storage area of storage type of pallets, because 1 cotton is equal to 10 pallets plus 1 pallet. Total 11 pallets was there here in the storage type currently. Okay, but if you see in MMBE, the stock will be showing as ROD only. Can you see? Stock is showing in the unrestricted use, and we can see in the ROD stock only. But system is not showing where exactly this 1101 stock was there. If you see here, 1101 was there here, and if you see here, 1101. If you see here, 1101 stock was there. Okay, 1100 plus 1. Here we can see the differentiations happens between storage types. In the storage type we have 1100. In the storage type we have 1 piece. Total 1101. It's very easy to identify tomorrow how many pallets we have, how many pieces we have, how many curtains we have. So all those things we can identify easily. And this will be placed automatically. When you are doing the put away, this will be coming automatically. Now this got disturbed. The configuration has been got disturbed. That's the reason it was not taken automatically. But in next class, I will show you how to pick automatically. It will pick automatically respect to storage type and all. Okay, this is the main difference between the quantity classification. We can differentiate the quantities with respect to their unit of measures. The stock will go to the respective storage type. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ping me in the comments. I'll be responding to that. Thank you, guys.